Awesome, awesome. Well, hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Hey, as you're logging on, hey, Marcia or Marcia, it's good to see you, hon. As you guys are logging on, turn those cameras on. It makes it so much easier for me when I can see your face, right? So welcome to our Thursday deal-driven training session. So today, I will show you how to utilize the DealDriven software so that you're able to find one of your next motivated sellers. So I really like to do that with each and every one of you individually. If you are open to it, I would like to kind of go over your area, talk about some of the leads that I'd be pulling if I were you in that area. So definitely want this to be a live thing. What's up, Jason? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you guys. So let me know, raise your Zoom hand if you guys are ready to get started, and I'll look at your area, kind of talk about what you're doing and what are some of the best lists for you to be pulling. Is anybody want to volunteer? Jason, okay, buddy, take your, if you will, just take the thing off mute there. Okay, so tell us a little bit about yourself. What type of investing are you looking to do? And then we can tailor the list based off of that.
So what I had joined this, and I had met with the big man himself of the company, and you know, I do wholesale deals out here in California. And right now I have 17 wholesale contracts with houses all over California for sale. So what I look for is buyers. I'm looking for buyers, and I'm looking to upload my deals to the thing. But I looked, and there's no way to upload your deals, at least that I could find.
Well, no, there's not, because it's not really like a CRM. It's more of like a data pool. So the idea would be that you'd find more wholesale deals doing that.
But the whole point of me was to come on this so that I could upload deals and give Peter some deals to show them deals that I have available. Is there no way to do that at all through this program?
No, there definitely is. It's just, this is about deal-driven. This is deal-driven software. So what this is this is the software to find motivated seller leads. Are you an REI connector?
I guess. I mean, I just started this whole thing, and I'm not really sure how any of it works, and I'm very terrible with computers. But what I am good at is selling wholesale homes under contract and finding buyers. So I was looking on also for buyers to see if I could find buyers in my area.
Well, one other thing too, I don't know if you're aware of this, but when you work with Peter and I, you can actually pre-list your properties on the MLS to find buyers too. And instead of an assignment, it's a double close.
Well, but it's like a group that I work with. Last year, between them and everybody, they sold 250 homes. This year, I'm tracked to sell 400 homes. And what I do is I just bring buyers. That's my job. I'm a chef. That's what I do. And I do real estate on the side for fun.
Okay.
And now I'm trying to learn more. I mean, I know about flipping, and I know seller financing, and I know a lot of stuff like that. I'm looking to find buyers. That's my goal right now.
Okay, to find buyers. Okay. So really, if you're looking to find buyers,
I have all the deals already. I have 17 under contract, and I get 2 to 3 new ones a day through the group.
Through the group, gotcha. So then you're the disposition guy for those deals.
They literally say chef. They call me chef. They say bring me the buyers, and then I find
gotcha.
And then as of last year, what I did is I started creating a buyers list, and I started reaching out to all these different real estate people, just cold called, and I started to create a nice list. And what I found this past year was I'm having very good luck with the contractors. because they are able to do better deals on the flip because they are actually doing the work themselves. So they say, sorry.
So Jason, I'm going to put my number in the chat because this is a training call on the software for acquisitions. Okay. To acquire deals. Yeah. So this is not like an all encompassing training call with Peter. But what I would love to do is give you that answer. Just talk to you on the phone.
That sounds awesome. And what I'll do is I'll probably take my picture off and sit in and listen and take notes through this. And if I have questions, I'll jump in. And that way I can understand and listen to what you guys are doing.
Okay, so look in the chat. Look in the chat. I'll put my cell phone number in there.
Okay, Chloe. Thank you so much. I'll reach out to you.
You're welcome.
I'll probably reach out to you tomorrow morning. I'm in California. Where are you located?
Well, right now I'm at my house in Louisiana.
So you're east. Okay. So
Central.
Yeah, you're a couple hours ahead.
Yeah. Just call me. That'll be fine. All right. And we'll talk tomorrow, Jason. Sound good?
So I appreciate you.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes. All right, guys. So what I want to do is I want to show you guys the software that we're using to find those motivated sellers so that you're able to put them under contract. Who would like for me to kind of go over their area, kind of go over what list you should be pulling? What's your exit strategy? Anybody ready to go?
I am. I don't have a deal, but you can check my area. Hey. Do you want a county?
Yes. So Paris, this is exactly what we're looking to do here. So let me go ahead and share my screen and we'll get into everything. So Paris, if you will share, because by the way, on this particular call, there's lots of different types of people here. So this is for the software of DealDriven. So you could possibly be in REI Connector, Partner Driven. You could just be a user of the software. So Paris, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like what type of investing are you planning on doing? Wholesaling, flipping, sub-twos, owner finance? What's your strategy there?
Flipping and buy and holds mainly. And I'm in Georgia. So I like to start in my backyard, even though I've done a couple of deals outside in other states, a couple of other states. But
okay, so where are you located?
In Gwinnett County.
Okay, well that's a perfect, great area. So once I'm here at the software level, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pull a list, a couple different lists in Gwinnett County that you can work from, right? So if you're looking to fix and flip, etc., we'll show you how to do that. So I want to go to the property leads nationwide using the search filter. Once I'm here, okay, now I'm going to aggregate the data. Okay, so, but with you doing flipping, we're going to look at it from the flipping side and I can look at it from the buy and hold side. But with flipping, you're going to want to have equity in the property. Also, if you are wholesaling, all your profits are made in the equity of the deal. So you cannot pay full price for a property and make money like you can with like creative financing. So first is I want to look up Gwinnett County, Georgia. This is a town this is a county right outside of Atlanta. The first thing that I'm going to go check in Gwinnett County is notice of defaults with no auction dates. I want to kind of see where we are here. So what this is these are pre-foreclosures that literally just hit the market, and they are not hit the market, they just became public record, and the auction date has not been set. So these are your very newest ones, okay? So these are people that have been served a list pendants or a notice of default where the bank is essentially has not been paid. So they filed a lawsuit in that county against those people. So these are one list that I would pull right now, is the pre-foreclosure with no auction date set. The next thing is we want to go ahead and add a filter here. Now, why are pre-foreclosures such a good lead source for you? Mainly, they're a great lead source because it's a motivated seller. They haven't been able to make their payments, right? They're in a situation where they could potentially lose their home. And you as an investor can come in and buy their home prior to them losing it back to the bank. And in a lot of cases, actually be able to give them a little bit of money so they're able to walk away in a better position. Okay? So the sooner that you are able to buy their home closest to the notice of default date, the more money that they might be able to keep. Because every week and every month that goes by while they're in the foreclosure process, what the banks are doing is literally eating up every bit of equity that they have in that deal in their home, through attorney's fees, late fees. It's almost criminal. Okay. So we're going to keep moving on with the filters because I want a stack of motivation to go after flips here. Okay. So I want property types. We want to go after single family home, townhomes, duplex, triplexes, and quads. Now, if you are a land investor, right, you may want to add raw land, like if you flip land. But in the single family home space, I would say townhomes, duplex, triplex, quads. Duplex, triplexes, and quads are considered multifamily, but in my opinion, it's kind of all the same, right? I would still say in there. So next, I want to go to equity. So everybody remember that equity is the difference between what somebody owes in their mortgage and what the property is worth. So if you're flipping a house, I would try to look for at least probably 35 to 40% equity or more. So now that look at this. Still, it didn't change. This means that someone has plenty of equity in their house and they're going to be foreclosed on. So next, I would show the results of this particular list, right? I would take this and select them all, and then we're going to create a new list. If you've never pulled a list before, we want to kind of look at this right here. So we're going to say notice of default, no auction date, okay? Gwinnett County. So I might name my list something like this. So what I want you to do, guys, if you're pulling this particular list, you want to pull this list every month about around the 12th of the month, okay? Because new notice of defaults come out every month. That's when it becomes public record. So you want to pull those as early as you can. So for the first time, you're going to go ahead and create this list. Now, moving forward, like let's say next month you go to pull this list, I want you to exclude properties that are already added because there's no need to double and triple up your list. Does that make sense? So I'm going to go ahead and confirm.
Sure. You don't want
I'm going to go ahead
duplicates.
and no, you don't. There's no need to pay for them. And plus it'll get on your nerves. So it's building this list right now. Once this little button turns blue, now the list is created. Once we've created this list, you're literally going to be, now you have all the properties that are there. Okay. So like for instance, we've got this one on Park Road in Atlanta. Let's take a look at this individual property. So this is a 3-bedroom, 1-bath house, okay? And in Doraville, it's a 3-in-1 built 840 square foot, built in 1959. You could tell, like, this is kind of like a Zillow estimate, but on here, you can see what the property's worth. It's worth around $228,000. That number is going to be decently close with this confidence score of 97%. So I'm going to keep looking here. It's showing that they owe about $136,000 on this property, right? So he definitely could sell this home. So he has been served this. The trustee is at Shapiro, and you can even get all of this information if you want to. Now, once I pulled this list, I also may want to call them. So all I've got to do is go to the owner phone email lookup and get their phone numbers. So with one click of the button, I'll look for that phone number to see if it's ready. I'm going to go ahead and refresh my screen here to see if we've came up with any phone numbers or emails for this individual property. And it looks like they did find a phone number for this person. You could also send a piece of direct mail to this home. So that's the first list. Next, I want you to pull these in in two different forms, because we want to keep going with our pre-foreclosures. But now I want to get all of the single family homes, all the pre-foreclosures that do have an auction set. Do you see this? There's 600 people in pre-foreclosure here, right? So now every month when you pull that first list, you're going to get the brand new ones coming in. Does that make sense? So here, I also am going to go pick single family homes, townhomes, duplex, triplexes, and quads. I don't really invest in condos. I can't stand them because they're hard to sell, mostly because of the condo association dues. Unless you're in Florida, they could be a good thing here. But again, I want them to have at least 40% equity or more. And you have another 555 leads. So number one list that I would be pulling right now is always going to be your pre-foreclosures. Okay. So if you do like sub twos, you don't even have to put the equity filter in there, right? Because then you can catch up their mortgage payments for them. And then you're able to buy it subject to the existing mortgage. So that's a great list if I'm flipping a house. Hopefully that helped. All right, who's next? Who else has got some questions or wants to look up an area? I am here to answer any questions you might have. Just either unmute yourself or raise that Zoom hand.
Now you got me interested, Jason.
Okay.
Can you look up Los Angeles and let's see what might be on top of all the other ones that I'm dealing with? Because this is a different way that we're getting the homes. We deal directly with the people, the buyers, the sellers that are selling their homes.
I do. In this strategy, you are too. These are you're finding these motivated sellers. I'm dealing with more individual. This way you're able, like you have a list of 500 at your fingertips. Yeah. Yeah. So it is so that I can get to it individually, but I'll definitely look up LA.
Thank you.
Okay. So when I do, what county is that? It's Los Angeles County, right?
Los Angeles. Yes. I thought that'd be the easiest one.
Yeah, it would. So now with this being in LA, I'm going to do this one a little bit. Okay. Like I know where Gwinnett County is. Obviously everybody knows Los Angeles. I'm going to put some more filters on this for you.
Okay.
So we're going to go notice of default, no auction date. That's the first list I'm going to pull. These are the brand new ones. There's 3,000 people in pre-foreclosure that don't even have an auction date set yet in LA.
So those are quote unquote motivated sellers.
Absolutely. Yep. So I'm going to go single family home, townhome, duplex, triplex, quads. The only difference here, though, is I'm going to do another couple of things to your list, because I would narrow this list down to even more motivation, because there's so many. So I'm going to look for at least 40% equity or more. I'm also going to want to get rid of the super high-end homes. Okay. If I'm wholesaling or I'm flipping, I don't particularly want to be flipping multi-million-dollar properties.
Those are much more difficult.
Okay. They are too difficult. They're much more difficult. So I want to go to like the honeypot. Okay. So what's the medium home price for like a blue collar working class family in LA? 650?
Right now I'd probably say 750 to almost $1 million.
Okay, well let's just try 800,000.
Okay, that's good. That's a good mid range.
So let's see how many people are in pre-foreclosure that their house is between 0 and 1166. You could even say 150 over here. And you want them to be at least worth 150, right? But no more than 800.
Wow, 1,000 properties.
There's 868 still. Now, and this is just, I want to show you that you could do this. Now, if you're wholesaling, this probably does not matter to you. But let's say somebody's a flipper and you're like, you know what? I really only want to deal with certain bedrooms and bathrooms. You could even say, I want them to have at least 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. You could narrow a list down. See, now you've got everybody that's in that price range in pre-foreclosure with no auction date to have at least 3 bedrooms, 2 baths.
And that's what everybody's
right
looking
here,
for here. 3 bedroom, 2 bath.
At least 3 twos, right?
Yeah, that's what I own. I've had this house for 20 years.
Yeah. It's not like when we were kids and you'd have 10 of us in a house with 1 bathroom.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've got tons of resources. So there's 513. Again, I would build that list out. So if I were to clear this search, you could go and work all the regular pre-foreclosures too that do have auction dates set.
When you mean work, what would you suggest, Cleo? Like, how do you just reach out to the person and say, hey, I'd love to try to help you. You seem to be in this position. Give me a spiel, like you're calling me and I have the house that you want.
Ring, ring.
How would it go?
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Jason, this is Julie Muse. How are you?
Very good. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Well, actually, the reason for my call is I received your information from a list that sort of kind of leads me to believe that you guys might need to sell your property.
Got it. Yeah. Having a little issues right now, trying to figure out what direction to go.
Well, I do want to tell you, Jason, that I do specialize in helping people by buying their home prior to them losing it back to the bank. And in a lot of cases, I'm able to actually even put some money in your pocket so you're able to move on to the next stage of your life. But also, Jason, if I can help you stay in your home, I would love to do that too. Right? So I was just wondering if there's any way that I could come out there and just meet with you guys, take a look at the home, and I could make you an offer and kind of let you know of some of the resources that I know about so that, you either can keep your home or, make you an offer.
So if the house, let's use the example, $800,000 and they owe $800,000. They owe all that money. How would you go about that?
So on that particular top deal, if you're flipping, right, that wouldn't work. And it wouldn't work on a wholesale.
That would be good, but you could also set it up to keep them in the house, more of a seller financing kind of situation. Would that work or no?
You can do that, but never in a million years would I do that.
Got it.
If someone can't pay their mortgage, they're not going to pay me. Right. But what I could do though, is because they're so early in the process, is I could buy it subject to. Meaning I would catch up their mortgage payments and then I would buy their home subject to their existing mortgage. So they stay on the mortgage, I go on title, okay? They would have to move out by the closing date.
Right.
Then what I would do is do a wrap on the back end. And I would do it lease with the option to, I would sell it to somebody lease with the option to buy. Okay. Then that way I have a cash flowing property, right? But it's a tenant buyer. And the tenant buyer is going to pay me at minimum 10% down.
Yep.
Up to 8% interest every month, and it's going to balloon out. So you can pay much more for a property. You could pay full market value for a property and make 3 times what you make on a flip.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah,
So Peter,
that's what I would do.
Saying that it might be more interesting the way that I've been doing it, to do it for myself instead of working with the group. Still working with the group, but starting to do individual deals myself.
Well, yeah, because then you're making the profits, not the, you know what I mean?
Not the scraps.
Yeah, yeah.
If they're not,
Well, I
that
mean, what
bad,
you're
then
doing
it's-
is great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you got to do a lot of scraps to build up the scraps.
exactly. Yeah.
Thank you for showing me that.
But,
I appreciate that greatly.
yeah, absolutely. Sean.
Hey, Julie.
Hey.
Can you pull a list for creative in Orange County, Florida?
Yep.
And just show me what you would use for the requirements there.
Okay. So, and I know you know this, I'm just saying it for everybody else on this call, okay? So when he's talking creative, he's wanting to purchase somebody's property in a creative fashion other than cash, right? So he might be buying it owner finance, subject twos, could be doing sandwich lease options. So the first one that I'm going to pull that I really like for owner finance deals is this tired single family landlord list. Okay. So this is everybody, this is investors. I mean, it's somebody that owns a property that they do not live in. It was purchased before 2005 and they own the property free and clear. Okay. I've made a nice little easy button for this list. So all you've got to do is place this here. Now, I don't need to do anything else here. Besides, I might want to add townhouses. You're in Florida, I might add condos here. But even condos are so difficult to cash flow out is the only problem. So for an owner finance, then I'm probably going to use this list. But also for sub twos, I'd be pulling your pre-foreclosures, right? I also would probably pull, let's see, Orange County, Florida. Got to reset this list real quick. I like tax delinquents too. Because generally, this means they have not paid, they are tax delinquent in their state in some shape, form, or fashion, and it's been filed. So I might work tax delinquents. I also like Orange County, Florida. Now we're going to do vacant properties, okay? And this is called list stacking again, guys, because we're wanting to stack motivation. I want them to be vacant. I want the owners to be out of state. Make sure you click all here, non-owner occupied. So this means somebody owns a property that they do not live in, that's not even in the state where their mailing address is. And it's non-owner occupied. So here's 1,000 of these. Now, the only thing is with Florida, you're going to find a lot of those Airbnbs with this list. Where, like, if you're in Central America, you're not going to find it, right? So I'd probably come here. I wouldn't really care about equity in this situation. You might want to do valuation scores here. What city is Orange County, Florida?
It's Orlando.
Oh, it's Orlando. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So I'd probably want to be at 150 to maybe 700. So this is a super, super hot list really for anybody. Any more questions?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? We got Neelam. How can I help you?
Hello, you can hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yes, hi Julie. Yeah, so
Hey.
I'm in front of the list I pulled, the one you were talking about, the pre-foreclosure in my area. So I'm in a central New Jersey right now. The
Okay.
question I have, just give me a second. I'm just pulling on my list of, yes. So right now I was doing actually a pre-foreclosure and vacant properties, right? So the list pulled out, I have a single family residence for senior owners and they're vacant or out of state. I found like 60 properties in a 5-mile radius. The question is, like, when I go, okay, so this one is like 170 Doe Avenue, Island. It's vacant and non-owner occupied. I go there, I skip trace, and when actually I skip trace all the way back, like, that one is actually already sold, but never changes the status as from a vacant to tenant occupied or whatever. And so many properties are like that. So I have to spend so much time to actually, because a lot of information is not quite right. There's a one property, 125 Trento Street, Island. It was coming up as vacant, non-owner occupied, and pre-foreclosure. And I start tracing for the owner. And when I called him, he said, I bought it like 2 months ago and now he's flipping it. So that property is already gone. But of course, I took time to actually skip trace them. So that's what I'm saying. Like, not everything, we cannot just rely 100% on this, definitely. So we have to go back and skip trace, do tax record search or whatever. Like, what do you think of how I can, like, maybe have a less time and quality leads, how I can get to these the properties in the area?
Okay. So I'll answer all of your concerns. Okay. So number one, the vacant properties. Okay. What that's derived from is a feed from the United States Postal Service. Okay.
Okay.
So the United States Postal Service is deeming it vacant. That's where that comes from.
Okay.
We actually update our data every day.
Okay.
So the reason you might see somebody that like bought the property a month or two ago is because that local county and or parish has not updated on their end.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's no way in any software for it to be 100% correct because it all derives from the local tax records for that particular county or state. So as good as they update their records is how good you're going to find it, right?
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
so I
like
have,
you'll know, like if you pull it like in Atlanta or a major city, it's going to be very, very accurate.
okay.
If you pull it in back Arkansas, it's not. because, you know, they don't file things as quickly. I don't know if that answered your question, but my question is, why are you pulling vacant pre-foreclosure widow owned anyway?
Just give me a second. Okay. So I was actually doing only for pre-foreclosure and like, you know, and vacant properties, because I drive, like, you know, I drove around the area and I pinpoint those properties were looking really, like, you know, not good, in a good shape, or like not well maintained. So I like, you know, I wrote all the like, you know, addresses, and I went on the DealDriven app and I pull out that list. So with that list, there are like other properties I pulled out from the, like, you know, I didn't drive through those properties. So that's what, like, you know, when I go there on new properties, I only got lead from a DealDriven app. So that's what happened. Like, you know, three properties I skipped trace. They were not even there anymore. You know, that's what I was saying. Like, you know, if you have to do diligence, you have to skip trace and go at the, you know, the extent.
Yeah, so
you gotta have to put time on it.
With the information, there's no quick fix to it, right?
Yeah.
Because it's only as good as the tax records. You've got to put the work in, no matter what you do. Okay.
Yeah.
My question to you is, why are you going after only pre-foreclosure vacants? That's my question.
So the pre-foreclosure, of course, like, you know, I wanna.
I know what they are. I'm saying, are you taking the list and saying you want all the pre-foreclosures that are vacant, or are you pulling two separate lists?
I just only pulled out pre-foreclosure, and the vacant comes with it. Like, if the property is vacant and pre-foreclosure, it was coming together. I just only pulled out pre-foreclosure.
Gotcha. Okay, that's what I was wanting to make sure.
Yeah.
So you're going to skip trace that whole list. And then I just kind of want to help you here. Why are you driving around to them before you call them?
No, the leads I got, I drove them around the area first, and then I skip trace them over here in DealDriven app. I took the addresses, like, you know, drive for $1. I pinpoint those properties, and I, like, you know, then I skip trace them on DealDriven app. And
Yeah.
I got
I'm just saying, like, it would save you a lot of time, right? Like, I love driving for $, by the way. The house I bought that I'm in right now in Louisiana, I'm driving for $, creative financing. All I'm saying is just to save you time and energy. I don't drive properties. I don't go see a property until I've talked to an actual seller that wants me to give them. So I would skip trace the entire list, because you're spending more money and time driving than paying 20 or 30 cents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. So I, like, you know, I skip trace, like, you know, I have 60 properties in that area. I skip trace, I think 20, and I'm calling everybody. My question is, like, you know, if you can go on 0820 in New Jersey and can pull out like auction and tax delinquencies.
Okay. All right. Let me clear the search. All right. You gave me a zip code, correct?
08820.
08820. Edison, New Jersey. Okay. So first, like I said, you want to look at tax delinquents? Okay. There are none, and I'll tell you why. Depending on what state you live in, some things are not public, or you cannot be pulled through public records. Okay. So you're never going to find any tax delinquencies like in New Jersey. If I was pulling them from Georgia, like I want to show you this just so everybody's aware, depending on what state you live in,
Mm-hmm.
like you can have tax delinquents. So
Oh,
like
okay.
in Atlanta, Georgia, there's 1,284. It's just what certain states allow to be public record. But let's go ahead and go back to Edison, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm. And what is the best property for like, to send out like, for flips? Like what kind of properties I should look into actually get the deals for flip?
If I'm flipping a house, are you ever going to wholesale?
It depends. If the number doesn't work, of course, the second thing, like, I can just flip it to another like contractor or somebody.
So then everything's open, right? So
Mhm.
you would go pre-foreclosures, you do vacant non-owner aux, you might do tired single family. I mean, you could pull any list. The
Mhm.
biggest thing is when you pull your list, you've got to put an equity filter here.
Okay.
And you might say, well, I only want houses in a certain price range, or I want so many bedrooms and baths. But if you're wholesaling and flipping, I wouldn't care about beds and baths. I personally don't care to flip a house that's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house because there's not as many buyers for it.
Mhm.
But I have no problem wholesaling. You know what I mean?
Mhm. So what it means by valuation, because whenever you go, like, there's a for valuation price and equity. So valuation minimum and max, like, what it makes, like, what it means by that.
So valuation means what is the property worth?
Okay.
So, and one thing I haven't covered is if you'll see, I've been throwing out numbers of what a minimum and a max is. Now, it is not the same in every place. I
Okay.
just have done deals all over the nation, so I kind of know the prices. So what may be a price good for you is different than like here in Louisiana. You know what I mean? Like New Jersey, here's the way I like to think about it. I like to think about it, okay, let's say I'm like a blue collar working class family. Maybe my husband or my partner's a mechanic and the other partner is a school teacher, right? What price home can they afford? See, in Los Angeles, it's 800,000. Here in Louisiana, where I'm at, it's 150. There's a huge difference. So you just need to know what your sweet spot is. Also, you may be a flipper that likes flipping high-end homes, right? Or you may be a flipper that likes flipping, working class homes. So it depends on what type of flips you're looking for, what you're looking to do. People specialize in different things. Like for me, I want to flip a house that I can get almost every bit of my materials from Home Depot and Lowe's. Because I believe in flipping quickly. I don't want to be waiting months and months and months for specialty floors, specialty this, because time is money, right? So for me personally, I don't really care for super high-end homes. It takes way too long, and that literally eats all your profit. Time does.
Yes, exactly.
I'm more of do a good flip and let's move on and do another one,
Okay.
Great questions.
Thank
All right,
you so
anybody
much.
else? Yes, ma'am. Thank you for joining us here at DealDriven. All right. Anybody else? Just raise your Zoom hand or just start talking to me.
Hey,
Gonna be
Julie.
a short call. What's up, Doug? How you doing, buddy?
Good. I apologize that I'm in the car, so I just got a quick question. If
that's
you can
okay.
help me. I got you on my tablet, so I can't see where you're clicking. But when I got a saved search, could you pull up one of your saved searches and pull the property up? And I want to get, I can't get the menu bar above the property that I've got up to pull out, the imported or the export, I'm sorry, into like an Excel spreadsheet. and or I see that you're clicking on something, and I can't get that toolbar to come up in my software, and I'm having a little trouble just kind of seeing on your screen.
Are you trying to do this from a tablet or a computer?
From my computer, from my desktop, you know, at
Okay.
home.
So the first thing I would do is go to my property list. Along the top here, there's a little button that looks like a house, and then my property list, right?
Okay, I remember the house.
Go to go to my property list. Then you're going to take one of your lists that you've created, okay? And it's going to pull all of these up. Now, at the very top left, you can select them all, and then you go to Actions and press Export.
Oh, where's the actions? I'm sorry, that's what I'm trying. That might be what I'm missing. Where was
Let
the
me see if I
actions?
can make my screen. Let me see if I can make my screen a lot bigger. On this top left, there's a button here that select them all.
Okay, I got the select all.
Then Actions.
And where were you? Where's the actions button? That maybe your, I think maybe your photo is over. I'm moving.
Yeah, so it's select all, then it says owner, email, phone, lookup, start direct mail, or actions. Also, Doug, because you know we partner on deals together, text me when you're at home. We'll hop on Zoom so I can see your computer.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Yeah. When's a good time for you?
No, because I don't think you're going to be able to. It's going to be hard to see it on the tablet. So just text me or something. We'll just pop on Zoom real quick.
Okay. Terrific. I will certainly do that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. All right. Anybody else? All right. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Oh, okay. Marcia, how you doing, hon?
I'm good. It's Marcia.
Marcia or Marcia?
Oh, there's a Marcia too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm Marcia. Okay. Sorry.
That's okay.
No. I always I was like sitting here like, I hope I'm saying them right. But okay. What can I help you with, Miss Fuller?
Well, I have a real quick question. I just wanted to know the description of an A and B property or an A and B area. That's it.
Okay, so are you talking about in a transaction, or are you talking about class of properties like A, B, C, D property?
Yeah,
Is
class.
that what you're
I'm searching for 8 units, and he wants them in an A and B area, or A or B area.
Okay, so usually when you're talking multifamily homes, okay, they scale them on A to D. A is the highest upscale place. D is the lowest. So you could have a D minus, a D plus, a C minus, a C plus, a B minus, a B plus, and A plus, B plus. So what they're really telling you is he's telling you he don't want it to be in crap locations, honestly.
He's only got 2 million, so I don't know that he's going to get an A area for that.
Well, is he looking for quads, or he's looking for eightplex?
8, he said up to 8 units.
Okay, so they would need to be fully upgraded in a good location.
Okay. Yeah.
And I forget where you live, so I don't know how hard that'd be or not.
I'm in California, Southern California.
Oh, that's going to be very, very difficult.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
yeah.
He's going to need more than.
I want that too. Good luck.
Okay, well, you answered my question. Thank you.
Hey, unless you work out a creative financing deal and you can leverage this $2 million as payment.
Yeah, I gotcha. Good idea. I'll bring that up to him.
You can wholesale a creative financing deal too. Some people call it like sub 3 or something, but you're literally just assigning what you put together in your creative deal to an end buyer.
I got it. Yeah. Okay. It's a little over my head, but I do understand it.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. All right, Sean.
Hey, Julie,
And I
what's
do
happening?
got grit. And I do have, well, I have grit, by the way, just so you know.
Oh, I know you do. I know you do. I actually had originally seen you at Wicked Smart in
Oh, yeah.
Newport, Rhode Island, and actually
Oh,
never got
were
a
you
chance
at the
to
live
connect
event?
with you. Yes, I was
Yeah.
there. We talked briefly, and I know you talked to a bunch of people, but I was just curious. First of all, this is awesome that you do this. I didn't even know you did this. I stepped up and got into high six since we left, and now we've got access to DealDriven. What would you say would be kind of the best thing for me to do on how to get more involved in this? Like I'm looking, and I just pulled a list since you were just going through this, showed how to do that. I got 16 pre-foreclosures around me. Now I'm curious.
Okay, so you're, by the way, just so because there's all types of investors on this call, okay? So, and I'm just going to reiterate kind of what Sean does. Sean is in creative financing. He is not looking to flip houses or wholesale. So he's looking to buy them subject to their existing mortgage or owner finance and do a wrap on the back end. Okay. I just wanted everybody to be clear on that so it wasn't confusing. So there'd be some very specific lists that I'd pull. Number one, the tired landlord list.
Yep.
That's going to be your owner finance deals.
Tired landlord list. Okay.
Yep. Now, your pre-foreclosures are great subject to deals, but just know you're never going to be able to enter a sub 2 deal on a pre-foreclosure without putting some money down. So it ain't going to be a 0 down sub 2. You're going to have to catch the mortgage payments up.
Right. Which I know.
So I know sometimes.
Talking about in Wicked Smart.
Huh?
I know
Yeah.
that's some of the stuff that we've been talking about with it, and even working with you guys specifically.
Yeah. So, I do pre-foreclosure sub 2s because I don't mind putting money down. I just don't, because I generally am going to get that back when I do that wrap on the back end.
Right.
Also, I'll do a lot of sub 2 flips. It's also a way to buy a property subject to and don't hold it, and you flip it, and you're out less money than going to get a hard money loan.
Right. Oh, that definitely makes sense.
Pre-foreclosures, I mean, I am not one to work. I don't particularly work expireds and all that jazz. I like to go after motivated sellers. So that's why I'm doing the vacants. I'm doing this because I do most all the strategies. So I just tailor my offer based on the situation when I get there.
Okay. I guess I have one question too, because as I was doing it, I noticed the name and address was in there, but the phone wasn't in there. Is there another way to get that, or is that?
You have to pay extra. So when you press skip trace, okay, it's going to be somewhere between 20 and 30 cents a piece. So just about like if you were to even use a different software, you get the data, right? That's when you pay the monthly fee for the data. You get it for free because I gave that to y'all. But the skip trace is always going to be in addition to.
That's where the phone number comes in?
Yeah, I'll show you real quick.
Yeah, could you?
Yeah.
How often do you do this?
My phone is blowing up today. Huh?
How often do you do this? Like webinars? whatever.
Every Tuesday. Every Thursday at 2 p.m. Because
Okay.
I own this software, I want y'all to be using it, right? That's why I do this. I know that's selfish to say, but, I want everybody to kind of know. But if you go here, so once you have a list, okay, you either go to the individual property like this one. I could skip trace it by going to this individual property, going owner and owner email phone lookup. Right there, it's going to use 1/3 of the credit. So now it's going to find their information. It's only going to charge you if it comes up with something. Like this one on Meridian Drive, I've got 3 phone numbers and I've got an email address. So then you can tell all the property details, or you could send a piece of direct.
For 20.
Now, I'll
20
give you another. Yes. Now, do you know how to be really good at this? Do you know how Damon come and talk to you guys from REI Black Book?
Yeah.
You skip trace the information, export this out in a CSV file, put it into REI Black Book.
Okay.
So what REI Black Book is, for everybody, just so you know, it's a CRM, so that you are not hand dialing phone numbers. So you're not doing, it's in a more automated way to run your marketing. And by the way, I am in a relationship to merge REI Black Book and DealDriven. I'm just working on negotiations right now to try to help everybody.
That's awesome.
What's it called again? I'm sorry.
It's called REI Black Book. It's a CRM like Podio or one of these other ones. I particularly don't care for Podio just because it's so freaking confusing. You got to have like a master's degree to even understand the thing. So I like easy, something that's kind of fairly easy for me to understand.
Thank you.
Me too.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Well, guys, hopefully you enjoyed today's session. If anybody would like to learn more about becoming one of my partners, where I show you what we train every week. I'll actually even fund the deals and split profits with you. If you like to learn more about that, just click the link in the chat and you'll be able to schedule a call with one of my team members. But I will do this every week, I guess, unless it's like Thanksgiving or Christmas. But I'll do this every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be able to answer any questions you might have, at least to the best of my abilities. But I appreciate you being a customer and being a user of DealDriven. Everybody have a beautiful, wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.